This is Countdown to Retirement's video for August 2016 Part A as I count down to retirement in June 2019, so a little less than 3 years away. Usually I make one video a month and post it at the end of each month or the beginning of the following month, detailing what books I read, movies I watched, and what books I purchased during the previous month. So today's August 7th, 2016, I've already purchased a lot of books, as you could see, and I want to be able to put them away, which I can't do until I make the video. So I'm doing this one in two parts. I'm going on vacation in a few days and have some bookstores planned on my trip, so I hope to find some more then. In the meantime, I've got to clean up here before I go away. So I can't put them away and then take them all off the shelf again. It's too much work at the end of the month to make a video. So I'm going to do this in two parts. Again, this is part A. So I'm going to try to go through these quickly. These are most everything here is bought in a used bookstore, but this was from Amazon. It was $3.88. I have the hardcover. This is the soft cover, and for $3.88, it was such a good bargain. And I already had books and videos in my cart, DVDs I wanted, so I figured let me just get them now and get that book for $3.88. Another book I purchased at the same time was this here, A Mysterious Something in the Light, The Life of Raymond Chandler by Tom Williams, and this book is a few years old, I think around 2012. So I like Raymond Chandler. I'm curious to learn about his life. One interesting thing about him is he was born in 1888, which is 2 years before Wounded Knee, and he grew up to write detective novels and short stories in the 20th century, in a totally different world than the one he was born into. I mean, by the time he was older and writing, there were planes and world wars, and so he lived to see kind of two different eras, two different times, from the old times to the new times, which I think is kind of interesting. So now these books I purchased on the internet. The guy that I purchased these from, he also has a bookstore on eBay, but I purchased these straight from his website, which is usually a little bit cheaper than eBay. So the Big 50 by Frank O'Rourke, and I'm going to have to buy a reading copy because this it was reprinted. I need to get another copy because this is like such a pristine book. I don't want to read it. It's got a great cover and it's perfect. And here's a reading copy of Merchant is Luck by C.J. Cherry, who I think is a good author from the one book I've read so far. I have another copy of that, but again, that'll be a reading copy. Now, these three books that I'm going to go through next were purchased at a used bookstore attached to a library, and they're known to sell books cheap. I got these in upstate New York yesterday. We went on a book trip, 3 bookstores. So Marie Sando's The Buffalo Hunters, this was 50 cents. It's in great shape. Again, 50 cents for that. The Wounded Knee Massacre, James H. McGregor. I have another copy of this, but for 50 cents I was going to get it. And same thing here, Death of Jim Loney. I have it, but his books are really good, and it pays just to have extra copies. You never know. It's good to have a backup, and it's good to have a backup to a backup to a backup, because I'm crazy. I love books. Okay, now, Far Trumpet by Fred Grove. This I purchased on eBay. I like Fred Grove. I have this in hardcover. I wanted a paperback version of it, and I like the cover. Trail to Ogallala. I have this in some paperback copies, including one I bought yesterday, which I'll get to in a few minutes. So this was hardcover, and a good deal there on eBay. It was just a few dollars. Now here, this I won. It's a 2-volume set by Paul Phillips, The Fur Trade, volumes 1 and 2. I won these for $22 and like $6 for shipping. So they probably came in a slipcase at one time, I'm guessing, except for just some scratches over here. The books themselves are in fine condition, nothing wrong with them at all. No bent pages, everything is really nice with them. So for that price, that was an excellent Some other people did bid. I got lucky and won that. Okay, now, yesterday at a regular bookstore, not one attached to a library, I picked up a few nice items. The Maltese Falcon, this was $2 or $3. It's not to read, it's brittle. I just thought it would be cool to have, put in a book bag and put it out on my shelf. It's got a nice cover. It's from the 1940s, so it's a nice vintage book to have. Again, not to read, I have reading copies. Same thing for this, The Simple Art of Murder by Raymond Chandler, short stories. I have other copies to read, and this is just a great cover, so I picked that up. It was, again, $2 or $3. And same for this, The High Window. This is all at the same store. So really cool cover, and these are nice books from the 1940s. Now this book here, Al Sarantonio, it's called Kit Peak. I have another book by him. He writes some different other genres also besides westerns, and I think that this book and the other book I have, which might be called West Texas, I think that it's the same main character in each book, a retired Army officer, and I guess like adventures that he has. So I figured that was $1.50, I think, and I don't know how many this guy's going to write, so I have both of them now. And One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I have this copy already, but it was a little bit beat up, and this was $1 or $1.50, so I figured it's like almost like new, so I get that. Now, other item I purchased there, this was $2, The Oregon Trail by Francis Parkman. It's a comic book. So that was they had some other ones too. They had The Red Badge of Courage. They had Robert Louis Stevenson, Treasure Island, but I didn't get those. I got The Oregon Trail. Now, next here, two more books I purchased there. Both of these books are in slipcases. Let me go over them and explain real quick. So, An Account of an Expedition from Pittsburgh to the Rocky Mountains. This is by Stephen Long, and it chronicles an 1819 to 1820 trip out west. And this was a beautiful book. There was no price in it. I asked the man, I said, I probably can't afford this book, but I'm just curious, how much is it? And there's no price. And he looked at it kind of surprised that he forgot to put the price in. He went into a back room, came out a couple of minutes later and said $20. So I said, I'll think about it. And as I was walking around, I knew I just couldn't let it go for $20. It was just perfect. There's some really nice art in here. If I could just, there's a few interspersed throughout. Again, for $20, I figured this is a steal. I don't think it's been read. You see, it's got some nice pictures and beautiful book. It's like pristine. Okay, now George Catlin. This also is in a slipcase. Let me just arrange it here. And this book I have, here's the slipcase. I just looked at it out of curiosity how much it was. I wasn't planning to buy it. I figured it was going to be like $75 or $100, and it was $25. It's perfect, the book. Again, I have it without the slipcase. By the way, if you're seeing this video and you see like kind of yellow shades, because I'm seeing that as I look through the tablet doing this video, the book doesn't look like that. It's the light overhead is causing that discoloration, although you may not be seeing it in the video. So this book here is just just numerous sketches that Catlin did. A lot of these are better than his paintings, which sometimes are a little bit cartoonish at times. These are just really awesome sketches. It's just a beautiful book, numerous sketches. So that was just a great deal, $25. I just couldn't leave without those two books. So that's the story on that. Now, we went to another store for the first time. I had never been there. I didn't even know about it until a few weeks ago. Let me move these out of the way over here. This is another bookstore, used bookstore that's attached to a library, and they always sell books cheap. So all the paperbacks are 50 cents. I'm going to go through those first. I won't even name them. You could see the names here. Again, all the paperbacks are 50 cents. This isn't to read. I have it. It's just a cool cover. It's an old brittle book, but I like the cover. I like to have it. Here's another copy of Trail to Ogallala by Benjamin Capps. This is in great shape. This was on the internet for like $8, $9, $10 or more when I've seen it. It was 50 cents. There's some Louis L'Amour books I picked up. Callaghan. And here's some sci-fi. Let me get them out. Okay, this I have. This is be another. I have it with a different cover. 50 cents. I figured why not. There's a famous book of Arthur C. Clarke's called Childhood's End. I'll probably have to buy another copy, a more modern copy, reprinting, because that's an old vintage copy I'd like to keep. Here's another C.J. Cherry book. Just short stories. That's her on the cover. And I. Asimov, his memoir from the 1990s, I believe. It's a thick book, 50 cents, real nice. Now here, I got some Ross MacDonald. This book I have with a different cover, The Way Some People Die. It's supposed to be a good one of his. So I picked up a few of them. They were all like in really great shape, and 50 cents. These have a character named Lou Archer, which is based on the Harper movies were based on this character. There were 2 Harper movies with Paul Newman, so they're from that series of books. This is an English printing, The Lady in the Lake by Raymond Chandler. 50 cents, and if I had seen this like in New York City at Strand, it'd be like $15. 50 cents, 50. It's a deal. I'll buy it. Now this is Poodle Springs by Raymond Chandler. It's really not though. He kind of maybe just had like some early work that he'd done on it, and then he died. And Robert B. Parker, a famous mystery author, finished it. I think he also writes westerns sometimes. Robert Parker. It's got mixed reviews, but for 50 cents in good shape, I figured I'd get it. And these are Earl Stanley Gardner under his pen name, A.A. Fair. This had a good review when I looked it up online last night. This also had a good review. Funny cover. Someone peeping into a window. And Fletch. I have this book. It's pristine, so this is really good shape, but not pristine. So I figured I'd get a reading copy of it. That is, if I ever get to read it at all. So many books, so little time. Confess Fletch. This also got very good reviews, and it's like excellent shape. Okay, now hardcovers. The hardcovers were $2 at this store. I picked up a bunch of them, 10 of them to be precise. This is 4 books in one. Shane, Bugles in the Afternoon, The Searchers, and Warhorse. They are not edited down. These are the original unabridged versions. $2, nice thick book. Now this was a great find. I have Centennial on hardcover, a bunch of them, with the simple black cover. It's really not that attractive. It's a great book. This has Naichi and Geronimo Apaches from the 1880s on the cover. Photo by C.S. Fly in I think 1886. And this is a rare version. This might have come out not in the USA. This might be an English version cover. I'm not sure. I've seen this on the internet for big bucks. This is in just great shape. Just a little, you could say, a little disfiguration there, the dust jacket. Not just like a little crease. But it's just, other than that, it's like just perfect. Couldn't believe it. No writing inside, no stamps, no nothing. This book I have, but it was $2 and it was hardcover, and I just felt, oh, I'll just get it again. I have it in paperback too. This book also I have, Dashiell Hammett, 5 complete novels, but I just couldn't hold back. It was $2, you know. So I figured, well, I'll have another one. Maybe I'll have a bookstore someday. I don't know if I could bear to sell my books, but if I could, I have a ready bookstore already. Drums Along the Mohawk. I suppose this had a dust jacket at one time. The book itself is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. No bent pages. The pages are still in great shape. Binding solid. $2. Nice picture with a map in there. Just the spine's a little bit discolored, but the book itself is fine. I could even make a jacket for it myself. The Goodbye Girl, Ross McDonald, Lou Archer novel again. I have this in paperback, so when I saw it in hardcover in like just really beautiful shape, I figured, well, I'll get that. This also I have in paperback, in really nice shape. Isaac Asimov, Robots of Dawn. Now the soft covers were $1, the oversized soft covers. So James Welch, Indian Lawyer, $1. Winter in the Blood. Another copy of The Big Sky. I have a bunch of these. Now this one book I don't have, so I was glad to find it. Tales of the Frontier, selected and retold by Everett Dick. So it's kind of different, like snapshots of the American West, little like anecdotal stories. This book I have in hardcover, so now I have the paperback version of it. This book here, Ghost Warrior by Lucia St. Clair Robson. She's a really good author, and this book is an oversized, big book. I have this in a smaller paperback version, so now I have two different versions of it. And this book here, The Westerns, a picture quiz book, John Cochee. It's got a lot of images and kind of like quiz questions mixed in. You can see a little bit of the text there. So for $1, I figured that was like a pretty good deal. Now here we have another hardcover. Lewis and Clark, Voices from the Trail, Michael Kerrigan. This book looks brand new. It has a lot of pictures in it, text about Lewis and Clark Trail. What it says on the cover is a lot of the photographs in here were specially commissioned for the book. So nice photographs. And this book I already have, but it's a really nice book inside, so for $2 I figured, well, in great shape, I just get it again. So it's the John West movies. I mean John Ford's Western movies. Pictures, text. So that's it so far for this month. It's a lot of stuff. I have to put everything away now. Wish me luck. I have no space. I don't know how I'm going to do this. But there you go. And what will I find on my trip? I don't know. Hopefully I find some nice stuff. I'd like to find some, Raymond Chandler, the old paperbacks, some nice westerns. Mostly I'm looking for nice vintage paperbacks now, just because I have like, so many of the history books. There's not much I don't have. And those books are, bigger and hardcover. It's easier to get the small paperbacks. Of course, if I see a nice history book that I want, I will get it. But I'm trying just to look for old paperbacks. Mostly that's what I'm searching for. So that's it. That's part A, and part B will be coming up in a few weeks when I will post both of these videos. Take care. Bye.